If you're an entrepreneur online, you know you need to be consuming content so you can learn, get better, get inspired. The problem is there's so much good content out there that it takes forever, hours in the day that we don't have when we're busy building. So in this video, I'm going to show you this end-to-end workflow I've been working on so I can consume content faster, more efficiently, get inspired quicker, get reminders. As long as you're the slightest bit tech savvy, you'll be able to follow along here. This is getting easier and easier, guys. I'm not a developer. I don't know how to code. Yet with Cursor, Claude, and N8N, we can now automate anything. So let's dive in. Before we get started, just make sure you have a list of the feeds you want to scrape. We're not actually scraping anything. I'm using Substack in this tutorial. There's lots of different Substacks of creators I like. You can just go to the Substack/feed and you actually get the whole feed here. So we're going to use RSS feeds, and the future workflow will make it so we can handle podcast feeds. But for right now, we're just using Substack feeds. You can use any other feeds you want, anything you can find, but make sure to compile those before you begin. So the first thing I did was I prompted Cursor with Claude for Sonnet, scrape each of the feeds in my feeds.md file, and make new directories with each post being a markdown file within its proper directory. And straight up executor mode, you don't need to plan this, just do it. I thought it was going to use Crawl for AI because I have the Crawl for AI MCP server here in Cursor, right here. But as it turns out, we're just scraping RSS feeds, so it's actually easier to literally just wrote a quick Python script to create, well, I guess it's not that quick. It just created a Python script that could parse the feed, turn it into Markdown, etc. So now we have all of these blog posts here as Markdown files. And since I am a busy guy, and these are all writers I would like to follow, like Nicholas Cole, I get his emails. He's a great creator. I've learned so much from him about writing and marketing. I've bought his courses. AIsupremacy.com. This one's Michael Spencer. Anyway, these are all Substack writers that make really good content, and I just don't have time to read it all. So this is a starting point now for me to take all this content and start organizing it and sending me summaries of stuff so I can just stay on top of all this. Now, for more advanced users, and in the future I'll make videos about this, this could be a way to actually start automating your own content creation based on trends. You may not use Substack writers like I am here, but you may use Google Trends, YouTube Trends, what's happening on the internet. And that could be a way to ideate automatically and even generate content for you. That's beyond the scope of what we're going to do today. Right now, I just want to make a little system for me to get updated by these writers doing really cool and innovative stuff and showing you creative ways to use AI. So we've got these Markdown files, and the next thing I'm going to do is notice how I'm doing this in Cursor. I could be doing it in Claude. It's coffee and Claude time. I could be doing it there, but we have memory limits. There's limits. I did a conversation just a minute ago. Just a minute ago, I tried to do this because I have the Crawl for AI MCP here, and it started scraping, and it hit the maximum length like right away. We couldn't do anything. So we're not using the Claude desktop app. We are using Claude, but we're using Cursor where it can actually keep more memory. So now I'm going to create a new conversation, and I'm going to drag our scraped feeds over there, and I'm going to I might even use Opus for this. Let's do it. Let's use Opus for this. We're going to say, analyze all the content in the scraped feeds and create a list of 10 general umbrella categories that I can sort these publications into. Let's say 5. Okay, so we got our 5 general umbrella categories. We have AI technology and industry analysis, AI for business and monetization, writing, content creation, and AI tools, and then the creator economy and digital business. And that's perfect. That pretty much separates more or less what I want. But, number 5, career and lifestyle design. The thing is, though, is that I don't want to deal with 5 different feeds here, especially because I'm really trying to get inspiration for 2, maybe 3 publications. which is my Substack, where I write about the future of digital entrepreneurship in the age of AI. And then I have my personal newsletter, which is kind of just built in public with some added sprinkles thrown in. It doesn't really need this kind of inspiration. And then I have the Vibe Builders AI newsletter, which I'm still not really sure where that direction is going to go, besides just engaging people with this kind of thing, AI tools, digital business. Everyone's on there because of building directories, and that's kind of a big realm. So then I just said, okay, I want 3 categories. And then I realized this second category, philosophy, doesn't really work. Let's do 2 categories. So I got business and AI, and I have creator and AI. So the last thing to do now is to create a system prompt for each of these categories. And you're going to see why in just a minute. Okay, so the first system prompt is your business and AI intelligence agent specializing in analyzing and summarizing content from AI-focused business publications. Your role is to extract the most strategic, relevant information for entrepreneurs. I removed the sources, and you'll see why in just a minute. It's got the mission here, filtering. Our mission is strategic business insights. Find all this stuff. And then the critical filtering rules, ignore product promotions, things like that. We don't care about that necessarily. Output format. The main thing here is to organize findings. And we got lead with the most impactful insights, which is also helpful. And actionable takeaways. Then it's got a tone. Same basic thing for system prompt number 2. And now let's get to the fun part. N8N. So, I love N8N. It makes me very happy, especially when things work. But basically what we have here, and yes, the link will be down below for this template. You can use it as you see fit. So the first thing here is we need to scan all those RSS feeds. So the first thing is we have a trigger, and that's just triggering every day, once a day at midnight, run this following workflow. So there's the trigger. And then we have all our RSS feeds in here. So all of that list I had earlier inside Cursor, put in here, formatted as an array with those brackets. And then it's going to split them into each feed, and it's going to read them. This is a read RSS feed node. This is super easy compared to actually scraping everything. And if you are a directory builder, I hope you're starting to get some ideas here, because I certainly have some that won't be in this video, but there's a lot we can do here for directories from RSS feeds. There really is. This is a step towards like creating an AI agent that manages your whole directory with live information. So then we have one of these nodes that will then basically map the title, the content, the date, the link, with all the data it gets from these RSS feeds. And then there's different ways you can do this depending on how much data you have, but we're just going to do it locally, and it's going to insert all those posts as documents into basically our local memory. So we want to make sure we have enough memory on our N8N server. You could use Supabase, you could use Quadrant, you could use Postgres, you could use a lot of things here. This is simple enough where I can just do it locally. I'm not too concerned about the memory. The embeddings models for OpenAI, I don't fully understand it yet. I'm not going to act like I do, but you need it when you're trying to put information into a database of sorts that your AI agent can pull from. And this is part of building RAG agents, retrieval augmented generation, because basically now the AI is going to be able to go into this database thanks to how the data is being embedded, I guess, and then pull from it. And we're going to see that in just a second. So that's what this workflow is. And I can show you right now, if I push execute workflow, it runs through it. Done. Almost. Let's see how many items it gets. Now you could use this same process for so many things, including making a newsletter. So for example, in those RSS feeds, you could put a list of news sites for your niche or blogs, and then compile the highlights into a newsletter. Okay, so we have 213 items here. it looks like. And that's part 1. So that's going to be triggered every day at midnight to just update the database. Next, we're going to send summaries. Now, as you can see, it starts with the trigger, it ends with the Telegram. I use Telegram a lot. I'm very comfortable with it, and it's great with bots. You could change this to an email. You could change this to add to a Notion document. You could change this to anything you want. For now, I'm keeping this as Telegram because I'm really just after inspiration to get my butt in gear to write the newsletters I need to write. Like I said, I don't have time to consume all the content I want to consume. So this is going to help me sum up all the creators I respect and I want to hear their opinions, and it'll get me thinking, and then I can feel inspired to start writing something. So this is going to send twice a week, Mondays and Thursdays. And this first summary sender is category 1, business and AI. Number 2, creator and AI, is going to send Tuesdays and Fridays. You could do it on the same day, but whatever. And so now we're prepping the agent for which topics we want to look at now. And we're saying just 15 items, even though there was like hundreds in there. We're just going to do 15 because once again, we're looking at the most recent stuff. We're not trying to take everything. AI tools, AI for productivity, market trends, regulation, business growth, entrepreneurship, blah, blah, blah. So it's going to say, okay, let's look through those. Same thing with number 2, AI for marketing, publishing, content creation, writing, digital products, etc., etc. Now, there's another way we could do this. As you see here, I've just put all the RSS feeds in one. Another way to do this, which I might test out, is doing this twice. And essentially just letting this run through twice. Instead of doing 1, 2, 3, there would just be 2. And so one would run with just the business and AI RSS feeds, and one would run with just the creator and AI RSS feeds. Now, the reason you might want to do that is because you might run out of memory or max tokens, especially here, which is the next part of our flow here. What we do after mapping out the interests we want is you got to do this loop thing. You don't have to do it, but we want to do it. Otherwise, OpenAI chat model, it can only do something like 16,000 something tokens. So there. The max retries doesn't really matter. We want it to happen on the first time. But basically what happens is as we're giving this agent all of the articles that we mentioned from our database up here, then it can end up being way too many tokens, especially for really long articles, which I definitely have in my RSS feed. So here in the reading agent, you can see we give it a prompt, summarize the most relevant posts published in the last 7 days. Today is now. Today is now. Then we have a system prompt, which I already showed you from Cursor. And then this looks a little funky here. Let's see there we go. Okay, so then this agent runs through them. It gets the news articles from this up here. This is called news store key. And as we see here, news store key. Pull that from the same place. Once again, it needs the embeddings. It's going to retrieve the documents, and using the chat model, it's going to chat it out and create the summaries. And that is an agent right there because it's using a tool. If you're just creating an AI to chat with, that's just a chatbot. An agent can actually do things on your behalf. In this case, this agent is looking through all of the posts in our RSS feeds from the week. So after that's done, the reason this loop thing happens is because it's doing one article at a time. Batch size 1. You could try doing 2, you could try doing 3, you could try just not having it at all. But chances are, especially if there's long posts in your articles, it's going to get funky and it's not going to work. So this loop thing with a batch size of 1 is a great way to go about it. So then after it does all this, when it's finished, as you can see here, it says done. When it's done, it goes into this merge node, and then it formats our response to get ready to send to Telegram. Now, you could have this also be a different node, which is like format. There's another one in here somewhere. HTML. Yeah. Where you can basically format it for email. I just have Claude write this. We just make a code node. right there. And I'll either save the whole workflow and give it to Claude and say, hey, tell me what I do here. Let me show you real quick. Upload the JSON to Claude, or I give it a screenshot. And I say, hey, why isn't this working? And that's how I learned about this whole loop over merge thing. And then it tells me what I need to do. Create the batch size. And then I did it, and I was like, does that work? And it said, almost, but we need to fix it, blah, blah, blah. Is that it? And then it said, no, not quite. So Claude helped me do all of this. And then when it came to actually formatting the code, which is why I think I brought it up to begin with, Claude will create the code. So I just give it a screenshot, or I give it the JSON download, and I say, hey, I need something to format the output of the reading agent for Telegram, or for email, or for Notion, or for whatever you're trying to use. And it'll write the code for you. Like we see here, convert bold markdown to HTML, convert markdown links to HTML, blah, blah, blah. So then here in the Telegram bot, we have the JSON message is passed from this code, and it's parsing it as HTML and sending it in HTML. And then the chat ID, that's my chat ID on Telegram, which I have with this bot. That's it. That is, I'll show you now. Okay, so here's my bot. It's called My Weekly Content Insights. Press start, and we'll just leave that there for a minute. And then we'll execute this workflow, which is to send a summary. So we're just going to test it here, and we can see it running through. And you're going to see how it loops through this agent here. Okay, we got an error. And that is probably, too large. Okay, so this is good. Max tokens, the limit 30,000, but we're trying to send it far more than that, probably because of a long article. And our batch size is 1 here. Now, it's simple enough. Just let it run again, and there's a strong chance it won't happen. But well, once again, Claude can come to the rescue here because it can tell me other options for how to fix it. So reduce the input size. I already did this. I split my input, break the large documents into smaller chunks. Summarize it first, which that's kind of what I'm doing anyway. So maybe that's what I should be doing. Trim unnecessary content. Add a wait delay node. So set to wait 60 seconds between large requests. That's probably what I'm going to do next. But you can see here, the second time, this ran completely without issue. So I'll check out Telegram now. Oh my gosh, look at this. So My Weekly Content Insights. Hiring subject matter experts is crucial for business scalability, especially beyond 5 million in revenue. Strategic business insights. Shifts, okay. AI implementation opportunities, automation and productivity, investment and economic implications, risk assessment, emerging technologies. Okay, so obviously this is going to take some tweaking. For the sources I want to use, the system prompt for exactly what I want it to send me. Let's see how the second one goes. It doesn't have the loop. It still should work fine for the most part though. But we really just want to see what exactly we want. Now, it looks like we got a lot of Alex Hormozy stuff in here. And that's because Nicholas Cole was in the list. And he was talking about an Alex Hormozy workshop he went to in one of his recent posts. I saw that on his Substack. So I'm going to have to tweak that. Let's see how this one's going. Okay, we got an error here. That's annoying because I don't know, I can't do that 1 million thing. Let's try it again. If we get that error again, I'll show you exactly what I would do to fix it. And it's going to have to do with this format response node. Oh, it worked. Okay, so now it just skipped that 1 million thing. All right, so this was the first message. And then we have the second message here. Here are the most actionable insights and tips from the recent publications in the AI-focused creator economy. Use the ADS 70-20-10 framework, and it has the source here, immediate applicability, AI writing and content tools, creator monetization, content creation workflows, platform updates and trends. So this is pretty cool. It's got a lot of potential. I'm definitely going to need to tweak it, but I hope you feel inspired now. There's so much you can use this for. Real quick, definitely building in public here, but this one we've been doing, I just didn't like the results. It felt like it was too beefy in a lot of ways, and I didn't like how this was going, so I took all that concept and I made another version of it. So here, this is the second method, and there's two versions. That should be called number 2. This is what the template is going to have. Not this one from the video, but this one. And what this one does is it just streamlines all of it into one. And you'll see the same exact stuff. The same trigger, read RSS, store it locally, and then it goes straight to this loop to read the articles, format it, and send it to Telegram. So it's basically combining this half with this half. And then all I did was I took the RSS feeds and I just separated them. So this has all the tech AI news. This one has all the creator AI news. And boom, it just spits it out. I'm getting better results here, and I think you will too. So you can get this at the AI Captains Academy. There'll be a link below, and you can use it and have some fun with it. And let me know what you build with it. There's so much potential here, guys. I'm so excited to keep playing with it. If you want to keep learning and stay ahead of the curve with this whole AI revolution thing, subscribe to my channel. I don't think you will regret that. Godspeed, keep building.